Hey y'all, it's Remington A. Gregg, and we're back with the Civil Justice Corner. We're talking a bit more about forced arbitration. You may recall that we said that forced arbitration is when corporations hire a corporate decision maker to make decisions that affect your life without a judge or jury. It's also against your constitutional right, your Seventh Amendment right, to be forced into arbitration. But practically speaking, what does it mean when you are forced into arbitration? Well, we know a bit about that because about a few weeks ago, the CFPB, the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau, came out with a rule that said that financial institutions wouldn't be able to prevent you and like-minded individuals from banding together if you're the victims of corporate ripoffs or some shady stuff. And it was a big deal. And it was a big deal because Congress actually directed the CFPB to study the issue and to take action if it was warranted. And guess what? It was warranted. So it's a big deal. Dare I say, huge. So we have someone here to talk a bit more about the CFPB rule. It's Amanda Warner, public citizen, Americans for Financial Reform, arbitration campaign manager. How are you?
I am good, and I think your viewers should also know that I am the Monopoly Man, because I am much more well-known for that than I am for being a campaign manager at this point.
Well, you're known for being great all around. But can you tell us about what were you doing in Congress last week?
Sure, so last week I crashed Equifax's Senate banking hearing dressed as the Monopoly Man. And I did that not only to make people laugh in a really hard week, I did that to raise attention to Equifax and Wells Fargo's use of forced arbitration as a get-out-of-jail-free card. So as Remington suggested, forced arbitration is where corporations basically take away your right to a day in court. Instead, you have to go into a secret arbitration system where they hire a private firm to decide the case, and you essentially have very little opportunity to present evidence, very little ability to appeal. It's a very biased process. In fact, just recently, the Economic Policy Institute issued a report which found that the average consumer is ordered to pay their bank or lender $7,725 in arbitration.
That's outrageous. Outrageous. Okay, so what can people do to help you and us in this job and to take some action?
So as you mentioned, the CFPB issued a great rule back in July that restores our right to sue these companies in court. Unfortunately, Republicans in the Senate are currently trying to roll that back. They're using the Congressional Review Act, which is this obscure law that actually has only been used a handful of times until this year, which only requires 50 votes to pass, and then actually not only gets rid of the CFPB rule, it stops the CFPB from ever issuing a similar rule.
Wow.
So that bill number is SJ Res 47, and that's the repeal. So you want to call your senator and tell them to vote no on SJ Res 47, and you can tell them the Monopoly Man sent you.
That sounds like a plan. So you heard it here first. To call your senators, you got two of them, call them and say that you're standing up for your rights, you're standing up for the CFPB to do their job, and call like your rights are at stake, because guess what? They are. And in the meantime, if you have any questions or you want to become friends with this one...
Oh, yep. You got my Twitter handle right here. Feel free to follow me on there, and we'll get updates about this effort, and we'll make sure your rights stay intact.
And you've got that too. So, until next time, take care. Talk soon.